Hello viewers, I am Grace Jacob and I am pleased to present my futuristic vision of tertiary education for Trinidad and Tobago, presenting the hybrid model. Here is an overview of what this presentation covers. What is the hybrid model in education? It is the availability of academic courses in two modalities: a technology-rich physical classroom and remote learning on an e-learn platform. What is known about students' preference? For some classes, students prefer the physical classroom for direct peer and instructor interaction, which affords an experience of extrinsic motivation. For other classes, they prefer remote learning for flexibility to work anywhere at any time and the convenience of operating from at home with autonomy. Why is this model relevant in the Caribbean context? The model will fulfill one of the goals of the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, which is the development of core skills and competencies needed by students to be successful 21st century Caribbean citizens. Let's touch a bit on the socio-historical context of Trinidad and Tobago. It was only from the 1960s, the independence era, that education in the Caribbean began to see serious development. Then the late 90s also saw a rising interest in tertiary education in the Caribbean, which led to the establishment of several colleges and universities. In the current context, we continue to cope with the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. Like the rest of the world, the education sector has been impacted by the pandemic. Before the pandemic, many teachers and students were operating in traditional face-to-face classrooms without any integration of technology in the teaching-learning process. Thus, the sudden shift to remote education has led to a shock for many. I have selected this model to fill a gap in Caribbean education. According to the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, there is need for a strategy which makes optimal use of technology to serve society, to promote technology in education, to integrate ICTs in the curriculum, and to develop skills and competencies for the 21st century workforce. The implementation plan and the stakeholders responsible for these various activities. We shall begin with research, consulting the existing body of research on the establishment of the hybrid model in other international universities. Next, renovation of the physical classroom infrastructure to accommodate an increased amount of ICT. Then we have selecting the right e-learning design. For example, ADI model has been highly recommended by Bates. How to professional development training for teachers with technological tools to operate with confidence in the new technology-rich environment. Developing an introductory course for online learning is also very important to train students in self-regulated learning in the online arm of the hybrid model. Next, we have redesigning of curriculum, especially programs which were developed specifically for the face-to-face context. They now have to be redesigned to fit into the online format. Move now to developing online media labs. These are important for continuous learning and experimenting by teaching staff. The launching of the hybrid model post-COVID-19 should take place once all of these activities have been finalized. Very important is the executing of the evaluation plan, which will provide a feedback loop to facilitate continuous improvement in the model. A detailed implementation plan can be found in the appendix of this presentation. What about barriers? We anticipate barriers for students. These fall under three categories: connectivity issues, family and household issues, and personal factors for students. Barriers faced by teachers. According to research in the Caribbean context, there is preference for traditional teaching, lack of digital literacy skills, lack of the capacity to work from home, and insufficient support from educational leaders in some institutions. How do we mitigate these barriers? With support from governments, private corporations, and school administrators. Equitable access to ICT resources for students and teachers. Surveying of students to discover their needs. Free internet and wireless service from relevant companies. Free software, webinars, and online workshops, and peer-to-peer support. Once these barriers are taken care of, in conclusion, here is the vision to be accomplished by our new hybrid model. In both modes of delivery, students will cultivate a battery of skills. These include communication with technology, digital literacy, creativity, critical thinking, and collaboration skills. I am looking forward to this new model in tertiary education in Trinidad and Tobago, and by extension in our Caribbean region in the future.